Hey friends, I got a new box. This is hopefully an almost new linear turntable. You can see it's a BSR. Wow, look at that. I think these are the screws to secure it down, maybe? I don't know. Okay, Christmas Eve's all the best in 1990s. DAC holiday schedule, I don't know what that means. DAC strongly recommends keeping the original. So something Christmas in 1992, right? Before use, remove the shipping screws from the bottom. That's probably what those screws were. Customer. Turntable or compact disc unit will almost certainly be damaged if its transport screws are not placed in. Great, awesome. It's always a winner. All right, lots and lots of bubble wrap. I love it when I get lots of bubble wrap because I turn around and use it. Ship it to the next person. All right. So, perfect. First of all, love that they use painter's tape instead of the sticky clear tape. That clear tape ends up getting all over everything. I hate it. This stuff is so easy to remove. Man, this thing is just in immaculate condition. Holy moly, this looks good. Hopefully the transport screws missing didn't destroy it. This seller did not have any prior sales on turntables, so I told them, you know, just stuff it full. I didn't think about the transport screw thing. Forgot all about that. But, okay, so check this out. I got this dude for like nothing. It was 12 bucks. $12. And I paid $26 to ship it. So, big win. Big win. I love it when that happens. All right. Oh, no. Look at that. Okay, so often when these are stored, if they're stored with the cords on top, and it gets even remotely warm, it'll burn into the cover. And we have that. Now the cords were stored on top. Otherwise, this cover is in absolute wonderful condition. It won't stay up, but that's, well, that's an age thing with these, right? The springs and all that stuff wear out. The feet are in good condition. Wonderful, wonderful. This thing just looks great. Let's take this off. All right, that's why it's not working. They're broken. Go figure. A BSR be broken. A BSR be broken. What we'll do is just glue those buggers in there. That'll work out. There's the bottom of it. Oh, that sucks. Oh well. That happens to a lot of these. The plastic pieces break. All right, here we go. Here we go. Love this. All right. Very good. What do we got? Oh, look at that. Sweet. You know, this looks a lot like the Sansui. Missing the optics, but looks a lot like the Sansui. All right, so that's the original. Cool. Alrighty. The problem with this one was that the tone arm was not moving. Now it's doing really good there. It has a sensing piece, so I wonder if maybe this is the wrong. No. Has a really, really worn out belt. That's really cool. Okay. Oh, the sensing would be for the record location. It does have the find the tracks on the record. Pretty cool. I'm like tickled pink with this thing here. All right, I'm gonna take these pieces out. And first I'll try like to repair them, maybe with some JB Weld or super glue, And if that doesn't work, which it won't, we'll end up trying to source new ones. If there's no new ones, then God, this is in really good condition. If we can't source new ones, then we'll just glue it all down. It'll all be good. All right, so let's open this up, because I know for sure that the belt, good God, look at that. That thing has got like a, you see that? That's bad. That's so bad. All right, and we know for sure that it has an issue with the belt that's probably over here. So what we need to do is get this doohickey to move over so that we can take the top off. And we're gonna need a screwdriver to do that. This is actually a video of me taking it apart the second time. The first time I took it apart and put it back together, it was still clicking, which you'll see that here towards the end of the video. But it's super easy to take this apart. The lubricant in here was really, really, really old and had turned into pretty much glue, which is pretty typical on these. It's always good just to go ahead and clean all that old stuff off, put some new stuff on. And then the worm gear, which is what I'm playing with right now, is, and I'll describe this a little bit better later, but it is just too far away, just a hair too far away. Alright, we've got an old gnarly belt in here, so we'll take it off. You'll see it's lobed. Actually, really bad. See, so what'll happen is that it'll get stuck right here, and it won't be able to get past that lobe. As far as getting this off of here, yeah, I'm not really sure how that works. Ah, okay. So you remove this, which is the sensor, and then you pop it back. All right, there, we move it back, lift it up and out. Sweet, see how lobed that is? That's like, good luck getting the motor over that. All right, let's get a new one. Got to go through, find the right thickness and right size of belt. Both are important, especially in this case where the belt is actually acting as a tensioner on the worm drive. So the worm drive is allowed to skip if it experiences any like heavy resistance. In this case, it was only experiencing light resistance and skipping, but that belt will allow it to slide over and without damaging the worm gear. Pretty cool design. It's the first time I've seen it like that. Usually these are like fixed in place, the worm gears are. Yep, got it working. Here you go. Just a second, just a second. Here we go. We're gonna do it now. All right, friends, done. This thing is golden. I changed out the drive belt and the turntable or the platter belt and the motor, whatever you want to call it, whatever belt. I changed two belts in this thing. They were shot. This one, of course, you can see is lobed. I showed the other one on when I was changing it out. It's pretty lobed as well, or at least had a wear spot in it, which was going to affect the speed. This does have a speed control, even though it's not on the front, it's underneath, and so we can put a strobe on there and figure out whether or not it's timed or not. I'm not going to do that in the video. The motor, where the motor connects to the worm drive that drives the ultimately drives the tone arm. The way it was mounted in there is just far enough away that if this tone arm experienced any resistance, it would just sit there and click. You saw it. And what I did to fix that is I used a heat gun, very, very, very conservatively heated up the plastic until it was slightly pliable, and then moved it over just a hair, just enough to get that worm drive closer to the main gear, and that fixed the problem. It doesn't click at all anymore. I've been listening to Dark Side of the Moon on it for a little while now, and it's just working fabulously. So I'm going to go through how this actually operates, because it's a pretty cool turntable. The one downside about this turntable, and really the only downside to this turntable, is the fact that the cartridge is not a P-mount cartridge. Or I opened it up and it's not. It's just not. It's going to be very particular what cartridges you can actually fit into this, because it doesn't use a real common mount. You do have options. There are cartridges that you can buy. The one that's in here sounds really good to me though. So let's go into a demo real quick of how this sounds. I'm going to pull Dark Side of the Moon off and put Bolero on. There we go. Sounds great. I would say, just looking at it, the stylus and the condition of the whole thing, I would say that this poor dude has not been hardly used at all. This is just, it's in ludicrously good condition. So, except for the cover, which I showed you what that looked like, let's go into how the tone arm functions with the optical. Okay, let's say you're playing a record that has several tracks on it, right? So I'm going to hit memory, the number 3, and then I'm going to hit play. And what this thing is going to do is it's going to go through and scan how many songs are on here. It's going to remember where they are. It's going to go back and start at number 3. And that's the song she'll play. Isn't that cool? So this is my old Spinorama disc. This is my test disc. So you just hit memory, the song you want to play, and you can hit memory and then hit as many as you want. So if you have, this is just a really cool player. Honestly, this is pretty darn cool. This is like being able to select tracks on a CD. You know how you can like tell it only play track 1 and 3 and 5. Well, you could do that on this one as well. It's just really, really cool. These are overlooked. There's like tons of them on eBay. You can pick them up for anywhere from, like, I picked this one up for 12 bucks plus shipping, and then they're all the way, sky's the limit. I think there's one brand new in the box out there right now, sealed, and I think they want $250 for it, which I don't know if it's worth $250, but people are putting $150 to $170 into these Audio Technica, and arguably this is way better, because if you look at the way this plays the record versus an Audio Technica, first of all, the Audio Technica has a moon shape across the record, which means that you're going to be out of alignment on the way that it was recorded. This is how a record is cut. It's cut linearly across the groove in line with the spindle, straight across. And so this is playing it back the same way that it was cut. And if you are playing it in a moon shape at 2 points, you're going to be spot on, but outside of that, you're going to be off. Now, the S-curve turntable tone arms are pretty good, and the tone arms that are straight tone arms, but they allow you to adjust the stylus, those are pretty smart too. But those, like $150, $170 players, probably are going to have some distortion, and the stereo of the left and right channel is going to be just a hair off at certain points in the record. All right, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope that if you run into one of these, this is pretty helpful, and as far as getting it back up and running. If you're interested in one of these, tons of them out on eBay. This one will probably be out on eBay in the coming months. I'm going to hold on to it for a little while and see if I want to hold on to it, because this is pretty cool. It's definitely not the Technics SL series, but it's still pretty cool in its own right. Thanks for watching. Thumbs up, like, and please subscribe.